Myself, Prashant Kumar, BTech 4th year Civil from the Albag Educational Institute, Agra. As per my subject code CEM 805, Analysis and Design of Hydraulic Structure, I would tell you about hydraulic structure. The hydraulic structures are anything that can be used to divert, restrict, stop, or otherwise manage the natural flow of water. It is a structure submerged or partially submerged in any body of water which disrupts the natural flow of water. It can be built in rivers, a sea, or any body of water where there is a need for a change in the natural flow of water. Now, dam and reservoir. There is quite difference. The dam is created as a barrier that stops or restricts the flow of water or underground streams, whereas reservoir is an open air storage area where water is collected and kept in quantity so that it may be drawn off for use. Dam is built across a stream, a river, or an estuary to retain water, but reservoir is the integral part of dam. Dam is used for generation for hydropower, but reservoir is used for the irrigation and domestic water supply. Now I have chosen a dam, that is Sri Salam Dam in Andhra Pradesh. The picture of Sri Salam Dam is shown here. Now, introduction about Sri Salam Dam. Sri Salam Dam is the second largest capacity working hydroelectric station in the country. The dam was constructed in a deep gorge in the Nalamala Hills in between Kurnool and Mahabubnagar districts, 300 meter above sea level. Sri Salam project began in 1960 as a power project. After several days delay, the main dam completed 20 years later in 1980 July 26. By second stage completion in 1987, the project converted to multi-purpose facility with generation of 770 megawatt. At the top of the dam, thermal power station is located to generate and distribute the power. Now, the general information is its purpose: hydroelectric, irrigation and water supply. Country India. Its location Sri Salam, Kurnool district in Andhra Pradesh. Coordinates 16 degree 5 minute 13 second north and 78 degree 53 minute 50 second east. Construction began 1960. Opening date 1981. Construction cost 10 billion rupees. Owner Government of Andhra Pradesh. Now, regarding dam and spillway, the type of dam is gravity dam with top elevation 275.54 meter, height above the deepest foundation level is 476 feet. It impounds on Krishna River, height 145.10 meter, length 512 meter, spillway Augie Spillway. Maximum discharge capacity of this spillway is 38,369 cubic. Number of spillway gate is 12 of size 18.3 by 16.7 meter. Number of river sluice is 2 of size 3.65 meter by 9.14 meter. Now reservoir. Reservoir. It creates Sri Salem Reservoir, that is Neelam Sanjeev Reddy Sagar. The total capacity of this reservoir 216 TMC feet. The TMC feet is 1000 million cubic feet. The catchment area 2 lakh 6040 kilometer square. Surface area 616 kilometer square. Full reservoir level 269.75 meter. Minimum drawdown level is 245.37 meter. Maximum flood discharge is 30,316 cubic. Race water level for maximum discharge is 179.23 meter. Now power stations. The operator is APGENCO, Andhra Pradesh Power Generation Corporation Limited. The turbine 6 of 150 megawatt reversible Francis type turbine is used on left bank, and 7 of 110 megawatt Francis type turbine is used at right bank. Installed capacity is 1670 megawatt. The picture of Francis type turbine is given below. Now I will tell you about the irrigation scheme. The Sri Salem right main canal is constructed with 44,000 cubic capacity of Sri Salem reservoir level of 269.22 meter, mean sea level to feed the 5 reservoir, that is Veligodu reservoir for 16.95 TMC feet, Brahma Sagar reservoir 17.74 TMC feet, Alagnur reservoir 2.97 TMC feet, Gorakallu reservoir 12.44 TMC feet, Somasila reservoir 78 TMC feet. There is some important point regarding the Sri Salem reservoir. Due to its location between the two states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana got benefited by this project. Sri Salem right main canal supplies water to Telugu Ganga project. TGP supplies Krishna River water to Chennai city for drinking purpose. Henry Neva Lift Canal draws water from Sri Salem Reservoir and supplies drinking water to all the district of Rayalaseema. Now some important facts for hydroelectric power. At present, The initial inflows into Sri Salem Reservoir are stored excessively without using for power generation. The Tell Pond were completed during year 2017 and pumping mode operation is being done. Even the downstream Nagarjun Sagar Reservoir water level is below 162 meter mean sea level. The Tell Pond has nearly 1 TMC live storage capacity. Water supplies were maintained by APGE and COY using two power stations, left bank and right bank, and transmitted through AP Transco. Tell Pond, Tell Pond Dam were located for 14 km downstream of Sri Salem Dam under advanced stage of construction to hold the water released by the hydro turbines and later pump back into Sri Salem reservoir by operating turbine in pump mode. This is a beautiful picture of Sri Salem right bank powerhouse. Now there is some external forces acting on this dam, that is water pressure, uplift pressure, earthquake pressure, silt pressure, wave pressure, ice pressure, and weight of dam. The picture includes all these forces as shown here. First one is water pressure. Water pressure is one of the mass major external force acting on gravity dam. The horizontal water pressure exerted by the water stored on upstream side of dam can be collected from hydrostatic pressure distribution. The picture has the resultant of this pressure from uh, the base at the height of h by 3. The second one is uplift pressure. Water seeping through the pores and fissures of the foundation material and water supply water seeping through the dam of the body. This pressure virtually reduces the downward weight of the body of the dam, hence acts against the dam stability. It can be controlled by constructing weight of walls under the upstream face by constructing drainage channel between the dam and its foundation and by pressure grouting the foundation. Here I provide a picture which include the two figures. One is without drainage gallery and one is with drainage gallery. Both have different pressure distribution diagram. Third one is earthquake forces. The effect of earthquake is equivalent to imparting an acceleration to the foundations of the dam in the direction in which the wave is traveling at the moment. Acceleration can be splitted into two components. First is horizontal component, second is vertical component. So the horizontal acceleration alpha h is equal to kh into z and vertical acceleration alpha v is equal to k into z. Now silt pressure. If h is the height of silt deposited, then force exerted by the silt in addition to external water pressure can be represented by Rankine's formula. The formula is P is equal to half into gamma submerged into h square into Ka, and it acts at h by 3 from the base as shown in figure, where Ka is 1 minus sine phi divided by 1 plus sine phi. Gamma submerged is equal to submerged unit weight of silt material, and h is the height of silt deposited. Fifth one is wave pressure. Waves are generated on the surface of the reservoir by the blowing winds, which can cause pressure toward the downstream side wave pressure, and it depends upon the wave height. The wave height may be given by the following equations, that is SW is equal to 0.032 into under root Vf plus 0.763 minus 0.271 F power 3 by 4. This equation is valid for F less than 32, where F is the fetch number or straight length of water expanse in kilometer. V is the wind velocity in kilometer per hour. SW is the height of water from top of crest to bottom of trough in meters. Sixth one is ice pressure. The ice which may be formed on the water surface of the reservoir in cold countries may sometimes melt and expand. This force acts generally linear along the length of the dam and at the reservoir level. The magnitude of this force varies from 250 to 1500 kilonewton per meter square. The diagram of ice pressure is shown here, and the last one is weight of the dam. The weight of the dam body and its foundation is the major resisting force. In two-dimensional analysis of the gravity dam, unit length of the dam is considered. The cross section then can be divided into rectangles and triangles. The resultant of all these downward forces will represent the total weight of the dam acting the center of the gravity of the dam. The whole mechanism of this process is shown in the figure. In this order, in this way, the presentation, and thank you.